What's up, guys? B-Rob here, and welcome to this week's episode for the Hotbot Summer Series. In this video, I am interviewing Daniel Yalowitz. Daniel will share a little bit about his fitness journey, his favorite exercise, workout, or body part, and why it's his favorite, his 3 tips that may help you in that exercise, workout, or body part that will make your summer even hotter. Daniel will also share with you his favorite pre-workout and protein, and then where you can find him on the gigantic World Wide Web. I'll be right back with Daniel right after this. Hey Daniel, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I really appreciate you doing this interview, and I can't wait for the viewers to hear, and for me too, to hear what I'm about to ask you, the answers to these
Awesome.
questions.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. So the first question I have for you is, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
So I was born, raised in the Huntsville, Madison area. I'll stick more to the fitness side of things. So I grew up doing martial arts and soccer, taekwondo, a little bit of jujitsu, a little bit of karate. I think I said taekwondo, boxing. So a little bit of everything, kind of sprinkled in there, primarily taekwondo though. And I actually did that for 25 years, both as a competitor. And then from the time I was 15 to 28, so really only a couple of years ago, I had my own school at one point. I've ran and developed a bigger school and managed and was the lead instructor for that school for a long time. Like I said, until a couple of years ago, really until COVID hit. But the reason I got into personal training originally was when I got out of high school and I started instructing martial arts full time, thought, a great way to supplement this would be personal training, so I can offer, martial arts, instruction, but also if you're really just looking for martial arts as a exercise program, not I want to compete or I want to be a black belt someday, then maybe this will kind of help. And then, after a knee injury, I had an ACL, MCL, and meniscus repair after I competed in a tournament. So I did my rehab, PT, and then some strength and conditioning rehab. And I was like, I really like this. I remember loving this when I was in middle school, high school, so I kind of redirected and refocused myself to, this is what I want to do. So I got out of martial arts, and went all into the strength and conditioning and personal training field.
Awesome. And so what are you certified in? Are you certified?
Yeah. So NASM, CPT, pretty much the standard for most places. I'm working on my degree in exercise science, decided to go back to school to get that. But I also am a pain-free performance specialist certification, and which is more like in the title, pain-free training, which is a big deal now. And then you have, I'm, precision nutrition certified, level 1 coach, NASM, nutrition coaching certification, that mixed martial arts strength and conditioning certification, really just the whole alphabet behind my name as far as certifications go. And I use them all in varying degrees. I kind of pull from everything if I can, just because we all know that, things that different people need different things.
Yeah.
So it allows me to expand my toolbox so I can help more people.
Yeah, love that. I was thinking that toolbox, and I also think about like Batman's utility belt, right?
Yeah.
You can you need this particular tool, you can just pull it out of your toolbox and boom, you help that client, right?
Right, exactly. And we use that analogy a lot
Very
as
cool.
well.
Pain-free. I love that, pain-free. I might need to come see you for that. Um, so yeah, my next question is, who do you help?
So I help mostly everybody. I have some older clients in their late 60s, early 70s. The majority of my clients are in their 30s and 40s. I for a while I was working with athletes for about a year and a half, but I really kind of switched over into more general population. So I have a couple younger, early 20s. I have one baseball player who is going to play for James Clemens, you know. But it's mainly just normal, everyday, busy moms and dads who just need that workout to help, tone up, get a little bit of energy and feel
Yeah,
good about themselves.
very cool. Speaking of workouts, what's your favorite exercise, workout, or body part that you want to talk about, and why?
So, I'll do equipment because I think that's a better representation. So trap bar is my favorite trap bar, or it's also called a hex bar because it's so versatile, right? You can do deadlifts, you can do RDLs, you can do lunges, heavy farmers carry with them. You can also, lay down on your back and do neutral grip bench press with them. So very versatile. That being said, trap bar deadlift, man, I can do that. I can do that for days. It's I don't know why, but that is just no matter how hard I push, I just always feel good after doing that particular exercise, or
And
that.
that's it's crazy you said that. Well, first, I just did those this morning, and but that's the only way I do my deadlifts now is using that bar, the trap bar deadlifts. Man, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, well, that's the other reason it's my favorite. Like most people, unless you're a power lifter, you have no reason to be straight bar deadlifting anymore. It's just not that there's anything wrong with it. If you want a straight bar deadlift and you can do it without pain, pain free, then by all means go for it. But there's a lot more inherent risk for the majority of people who I work with. If I were to say, here, let's straight bar deadlift. So the trap bar gives me a better way to help them, get them in position, get them feeling what they need to feel versus, injuring themselves.
Yeah, no doubt. So, what are three tips that you would give the viewers that would help them in that exercise?
So first thing is, be a Lego, and this is true for RDLs as well. Be a Lego. Your head, when your chin lifts up, your lumbar spine extends. When your chin goes down, your lumbar spine kind of rounds, it flexes. So, and it used to be straight back, straight back, straight back. No, just let your back be your back and then keep your chin still. Like if your eyes should go from here to the floor every single time versus trying to look up or look at one spot the entire time. It's just, less pain and less risk in your back. The other thing is make sure your setup is good. Make sure that the weight is, or sorry, that the bar is elevated. So if you're having back issues or hip issues, you might want to like put a couple 10-pound plates or 25-pound plates under the weight that's on the bar, and that should alleviate the majority of issues there. Rather than trying to pull from the ground and then hurt, and then feel that twinge or something like that. And like I said, hip mobility is a big issue with a lot of people, unfortunately, just because we spend a lot of time in our chair in a flexed position. So, having that little bit of elevation should help with that, and then slowly take the plates away, as you can expose more range of motion. to yourself. Third tip, I would just say, 7 or 8 out of 10 on an effort scale. Like if you can walk away and you say, oh, well, I could have done 5 more reps, it ain't heavy enough. Leave 2 or 3 in the tank and then walk away.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot. You're going to get a lot out of it that way.
So what's your favorite pre-workout?
So I'm big into the ghost stuff right now, man. I got to tell you, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a novelty thing or it's like ghosts, because they're very in your face. Yeah. Kind of like how Bang is and stuff like that. It's just such a neat concept that they've kind of created and world and lifestyle. So pre-workout and protein as well. That's usually what I go for.
Very cool. So you just answered my next question is what's your favorite? Is that your favorite protein?
That's my favorite protein. It's funny. I'm very particular about the protein powders that I take because they're either too chalky or it's like you mix them with water and they taste weird or funky, to me, at least it's all contextual. You mix it with milk and it just doesn't mix right. It gets all clumpy and stuff like that, no matter what blender bottle or whatever you use. But the ghost flavors, they've nailed it. I'll say maybe a couple of them are a little bit too sweet for my taste, but again, I'm pretty picky about it as well. My favorite flavor is the cereal milk one. In fact, when we get off here, I'm going to have to make my next shake for the day.
Love it. Well, I'll include some links in the description to the products that you just mentioned. So for the viewers, you can go. Yeah, I appreciate that. You're right, man. I love the Ghost. I haven't had that protein powder, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go pick that up.
Oh, hey man, if you want a bro scoop, I'll bring you one to the gym.
Wow, I'm gonna have to take
that way you can sample it before you go spending money on it. But
well, it's Ghost. I mean, I'm like you, where I definitely haven't found a really bad flavor with them yet. So
yeah, they just came out with a hydration.
I saw that
pack as well. I just ordered some the other day to give it a try.
Yeah, very cool. All right, so where can the viewers, everyone who's watching right now, where can they find you?
So like we've talked about, my social media presence is sporadic at best, but Instagram and Facebook. If you do I believe on Instagram, it's D_Yalowitz personal training. Yes. That's on Instagram. And then it's just D Yalowitz personal training on Facebook. Cool. I have a website as well, dyalowitzpersonaltraining.com. That there's a couple links in there on ways to get a hold of me, but yeah, those are the 3 ways.
Very cool. And you do online training as well, correct?
Yeah. So like we talked about, I do online training. I train some out of my garage, and then I also train at phase 3, the big box gym in Madison. Just like we said, so I can help more people. But, I will say that, online garage training, when I train people in my garage, I do that for people who, with COVID being such a big thing, there are people who will just always be nervous to go into a gym, in addition to the people who already have gym anxiety. So if I can help them get their journey started, by just, hey, come over to my garage, we'll hit a workout a couple times a week, then I'm game.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, man, I definitely, I follow you, of course, on Instagram and I'm not on social media a whole lot, being that I do this, but I will say I'm one of those lucky ones that Instagram actually shows me, things that your tips you're giving. Usually at least once a week, but I kind of enjoy when I'm sitting there and you're walking somewhere and you're just giving these tips. So I
Yeah.
think it's good. I like it. It's a good look. Yeah. But Daniel, man, I really appreciate you doing this. For everybody who's watching right now, the links are in the description to where you can reach Daniel. Go ahead and reach out to Daniel if you have any questions, straight, or you can just leave them in the comments, and I'll make sure you get them, Daniel. Thank you for doing this.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, guys, such great content right there, right? With Daniel, the interview, a lot of value bombs, and he just dropped a lot of knowledge, right? So make sure that you check out the description below for all the links on how you can get to Daniel and the products that he named. Also, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for tuning in. This is B-Rob.